Hi, welcome back. Hope you're well. So, today I'm here to read the Six of Crows Duology. I don't know if that's the name of the series, but that's just what we're gonna call it. I'm gonna be very candid with you. I bought the box set. When it was Amazon was having a buy two get one free sale, and I just bought it because I knew a lot of people loved it and it was a very well-renowned series. However, gonna be honest with you, I've literally never in my life had an interest in reading this series, and I honestly should not have bought it to begin with, but that's my bad. I tried physically reading it several months ago at this point, I think, and I just couldn't get into it because, for those of you who don't know, I am South African and my first language is Afrikaans, which is basically a sister language to Dutch. And also, for those of you who don't know, the Six of Crows duology is very Dutch inspired. There's a lot of Dutch words, a couple of Dutch sentences. I don't speak Dutch. Let me just put that out there. I speak Afrikaans, but it's very close to each other. And when I tried to read it physically, there were some things that was tripping me up because of that. Because, for example, in the first chapter, the location where they were at was Geldstraat. I'm saying that how I would say it in Afrikaans. It means money street. Directly translated means money street, and I'm pretty sure in Dutch it's also just Geldstraat, money street, that's it. And stuff like that would trip me up a lot because my brain would switch to Afrikaans while I'm reading the English book, and then even though it's only one word, I would really struggle to read it because it's English, Afrikaans, English, and it's a very natural thing to me where if I switch words, I'll just automatically switch to that language and carry on. So reading it really tripped me up because even though I don't speak Dutch, the words were so close to Afrikaans that it would mess with my brain, and I actually genuinely couldn't read it. I couldn't get through it because my brain would keep switching languages and I would just kind of be lost and frustrated, and it was kind of difficult for me. I don't know if anyone else would have that issue if they speak Dutch or are like me and speak a language very similar to Dutch, but that's how my brain works, and for that reason I couldn't read it physically even if I tried. And even though there's only a few words here and there and later on in the book, it probably wouldn't even be an issue. It's still to the point where it was just I couldn't get into it because of that reason. So I ended up getting the audiobooks, and I'm here to read them because I have them, I want to read them, and quite frankly I want to see why everyone loves this duology so much, and also just in general Leigh Bardugo, because I've never read a Leigh Bardugo book before, and I know she's a very, 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 very well loved author. So even though I have no interest in this series, I am still excited to just get started with it, and I'll see you when I've read them. Hi. So I'm actually a liar because I have already finished Six of Crows. I ended up giving Six of Crows 4 stars. I was a lot more interested in it once the actual story started going versus how interested I thought I would be. And I do have to say, it's very well written. The characters are very well rounded and interesting and captivating, and I really enjoyed how different they were from each other, and the actual story is also very well written. I love that there were many but believable plot twists sporadically thrown in there, and the actual heist, which is something that's a niche that I personally don't particularly care for. It was interesting. I enjoyed it, and in general, I completely get why this series and Leigh Bardugo as an author is so well loved, because I get it. She's a brilliant author and the story is very, very great. However, I do have to say, despite this book being so good, it still isn't for me. I'm enjoying it because it's a good book and because it's well written and it's interesting, but I'm not enjoying it because I love it, if that makes sense. That is not something that is the author's fault. That is not something that is the story's fault. This is simply just a book that has a plot line that I don't care for. I never cared for it. I still don't care for it. It's not something that I enjoy. However, I do enjoy this series because it's well written and good and interesting. And I'm trying not to let my disinterest in the actual storyline affect my rating and view of the story, because once again, a good book is a good book. And just because it's not my cup of tea doesn't mean it's bad, and I can recognize that. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was interesting. The ending was, I don't know, I thought honestly that book 2 would be the actual heist. I didn't realize that the entire heist would happen in book 1, and then at the ending, Inej, I think it was, got like kidnapped because they've been betrayed by Jesper, and it was like a whole thing. Not at all where I thought it was going, and I'm definitely very intrigued to pick up Crooked Kingdom and continuing on with the story and learning what's happening. 4 stars. I enjoyed it. I am very excited to read book 2, so that's exciting. And because I have the physical copies, but I don't really necessarily care for the story, I'm probably going to give it to my boyfriend if he wants it, because I feel like this might be something that he would enjoy. So we'll see. Yeah, I get the hype, which I'm relieved about, because, you know, that's really all that you can ask for. I do have to say though, the romance is kind of lackluster in my opinion. I believe it's between Matthias and then Nina and then Inej and Kaz, and I like them together, but surprisingly enough, the romance is the least favorite part of this story for me, and I enjoy everything else much more, which I didn't think would be the case, but I'm enjoying it. I want to know what happens, and I'm a little scared because no one's really died, and Leigh Bardugo doesn't seem like the type of author that wants to spare your feelings from what I've heard and seen. So I'm frightened. I have a sneaking, I feel like it might be Nina or Inej that die. I don't know if that's like just what I think based off of book 1, or if I maybe at some point heard that one of them dies and I kind of just like subconsciously remember that, because I genuinely don't know. But I have a sneaking suspicion that one, if not both of them, is going to, and I don't really want that to happen because I quite like them. And there's only 2 girls and 4 boys, so it's like, why does it have to be one of the girls? Get rid of the boys. Not the girls. We love the girls. The boys can go, you know? So we'll see. I will see you when I finished Crooked Kingdom with my final thoughts. And let's hope it's a 4 or above as well, because I would love to love this duology. So, yeah. Hi, how are you? So I'm 16% into Crooked Kingdom, and before I started reading this, I took a little bit of a break and listened to maybe 1 or 2 other audiobooks, I'm not quite sure, and that was a mistake because I already forgot everything that happened to book 1, so not great by any means. However, it is starting off pretty interesting, especially with like the storyline of Inej being captured and kidnapped. So I'm intrigued to see where this is going to go and what's going to happen. We do have some newer characters, or characters that were only introduced very late into book 1. So I am intrigued, but I am also a little bit lost, which kind of sucks. But yeah. I am hoping to finish it relatively soon, maybe in like the next week or 2, and if I have to make a prediction for this one, I think it'll probably be around the same star rating as book 1, so yeah. Even though it's interesting, definitely like not my favorite series. I don't think it's gonna be a series that sticks with me. Please don't kill me for saying that, so yeah. Hi, so I'm here with an update. If you see me looking like this today, this is kind of like the bad news day. But I actually ended up DNFing Crooked Kingdom, which please don't yell at me for that. I know this is a very, very well-loved series and author, and I'm kind of frightened to talk about this. but I DNF'd it. So I stopped at chapter 13, which was about 6 hours and 14 minutes into the audiobook and 185 pages into the actual book. And the reason why I stopped it was because I just genuinely did not care about the story. I really wanted to like it, and I can tell that it was really well written and it was a good story, but I just couldn't get myself to care about it. I was checked out the whole time, and I genuinely was planning on finishing it, but I decided to DNF it when I still had about 12 hours left in the audiobook, and I realized my only motivation to pick up this audiobook is to finish it, to have it done, to have it checked off my little reading list. I'm tired of reading books like that. It's not worth my time. I've already had a really bad reading here so far, and I didn't want to waste my time. Again, 12 hours. That was so much time. I could read 2 short stories in that time, or like a book and a half of a normal length. I didn't want to waste my time reading a book that I didn't care about, that I wasn't enjoying, that I wasn't invested in at all. And that's why I made the executive decision to DNF it, even though I'm still terrified to tell everyone about it because I don't want to get yelled at. But yeah, that was just my main reason. I was bored. I was really bored, and I kind of stopped right after they like got Inej back after being kidnapped and stuff. But yeah, I truly didn't care about what had happened in the past 2 books, what was going to happen. Like, it's one of those times where if I had had the book stolen from me halfway through, I wouldn't have cared at all. Just been like, oh, okay. Like, genuinely, it wasn't my thing. I didn't really enjoy it. But I will admit that I can see why Leigh Bardugo is well loved. The writing was very good, the story was well done, the characters were very interesting and unique. So I get it, but I don't think she's an author for me, and I don't think I'll be picking up any of her other books really, unless she publishes a new one that I'm particularly interested in, because so far she just never has written anything that I'm interested in reading. So yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't want it to be this way. I was really hoping I love it. But like the title said, I shouldn't have bought the series in the first place. It was a stupid mistake. Let me know what your favorite Leigh Bardugo book is. If you like me or my videos, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.